Alright, here's my Daredevil Episode 3 breakdown. And after, I'll give you my ideas on what may be coming in next week's episode. But first, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Anything you can do will help my channel grow. And after this video, make sure to click on the link to see why the people of New York may actually like Mayor Fisk's anti-vigilante legislation. Matt visits Hector in jail, and he sees that they aren't even feeding Hector. He tells Matt about how he misses his life in Puerto Rico, and when he would go to the beach, his favorite place on earth. And there he would always listen to the frogs that would sing when they were with their mate at night, because they did mate for life. Matt promises that he will get Hector free, and he can once again return to his favorite beach. Crime is still rampant in New York City. In fact, delivery drivers for different crime lords are actually killing each other. Vanessa is mad at Wilson because he won't let her manage the city. She had the crime syndicates under her thumb while he was gone, but he wants to appear squeaky clean. His response to all the crime? Let the rats kill each other. Matt is washing his hands before the trial begins. His hands hurt because he beat up Officer Powell and one other policeman that was trying to get the informant. Officer Powell actually almost assaults Matt in the bathroom, calling out how confusing it is to be beat up by a blind man. Officer Powell takes the stand and lies completely, saying that he and his partner were minding their own business before Hector showed up and ended up throwing his partner in front of the train. Matt questions the officer and makes him clarify if there was anyone else there, and he strictly says there wasn't. Matt asks if he was meeting an informant, and he says he doesn't have an informant. But what he doesn't know is that Matt and Cherry have the informant in a safe house, waiting to testify. Unfortunately, Matt hears in the gallery that some of the cops are talking about knocking off the informant. They don't want him to take the stand and throw Officer Powell under the bus. He also has a Punisher tattoo on his neck, just like Officer Powell has on his arm. It looks like the cops are bastardizing the Punisher symbol, and I'm sure Frank is not going to like that. Cherry takes the informant via van to the courtroom so he can testify. Unfortunately, he's pulled over by Officer Powell, or at least Officer Powell thinks so, but it turns out the van is empty. Yes, Cherry had his assistant take the informant via taxi, and they make it to the trial perfectly fine. Everything seems to be going fine for Matt when Nikki Torres, the informant, reveals that yes, he is an informant for the New York Police Department. Unfortunately, things go sour when Nikki Torres says that he wasn't working for Officer Powell and he's never met him, and he definitely was not at the train station. Maybe he was scared of a room full of cops, or maybe he never intended to help them in the first place. Either way, Hector's case just went sideways. The mayor's assistant calls a meeting with all the heads of the different crime families, and he tells them that they need to pay each other for killing each other's drivers, and they need to cut out all the crime that's getting on the news. If not, there will be major consequences. Matt's team decides that they're screwed. Their plan on winning the case just went out the window, with the informant not willing to help. Of course, Matt comes up with one final gambit: put Hector himself on the stand. It turns out that the mayor's assistant didn't go because Wilson told him to go talk to the crime heads. It actually was Vanessa. She's still trying to run the city under the table, and Wilson is not happy about it. Of course, they have to cut their conversation short because in walks in Matt's girlfriend. They were having the conversation about all this crime in her office. Hector is on the stand, and he reveals the real reason why he was at that subway station. He had bought flowers and was going to leave it at a new apartment that he was surprising his wife at the next morning. Unfortunately, he saw two random people beating up a third guy and tried to stop the fight. He did not mean to end up causing the cop falling in front of the train, and he definitely didn't want him to be murdered. Still, though, things don't seem to be going all that well for Hector. That is until Matt pulls out his secret plan and reveals the White Tiger mask. Yes, Matt reveals to the whole world that Hector is White Tiger. Of course, the judge and the DA are absolutely furious. Matt was the one who said that they can't talk about White Tiger in the trial, and now he pulled this trick on them. Hector is angry that Matt didn't even talk to him about revealing his secret. Matt says it should help them win the trial, but nonetheless, he can't be White Tiger anymore now that his secret's been revealed. Hector says he can't end it that quickly, though. It's part of his body. He is White Tiger. He can't just let it go. Something that Matt will have to think about himself, being the fact that he still is Daredevil deep inside. Matt parades up a bunch of people that were saved by White Tiger throughout the city. proving that Hector puts the safety of others above his own health. He also shows off a bunch of police reports saying how he saved the lives of many police officers throughout the city. It turns out that the White Tiger has really taken up saving the city now that the Daredevil has left. Matt says in his closing argument that Hector, whether he's White Tiger or himself, is a hero, and he will put the safety of others above himself, just proving that he was there to save that man being beaten by the cops, and not there to hurt cops, as he had saved many cops in his past. The DA's closing argument is this: Hector may be a hero, but heroes can do bad things. Just because you're a vigilante and you saved people in the past doesn't mean you can't do a crime right now. Really echoing what the mayor has been talking about when pushing his legislation. Hector is found not guilty on all counts. He is free to go. Though I must say the police are really pissed as he walks out, so he better watch his back. The mayor is pissed. A vigilante just got away with the murder of a cop. He demands to speak with BB, the YouTuber, to get his side of the story out. But it's a well-fought victory for Matt, and he gets to enjoy his first victory date with his girlfriend. And the scene ends with him telling her about Foggy, his best friend who died a year earlier, someone that he was not willing to be open about when they were so early into their relationship. Fisk gets his side of the story out while doing his interview with BB. Of course, BB will get a bunch of clicks on her channel, getting her exclusive interview with the mayor. Hector, on the other hand, is back on the streets, and he puts his White Tiger uniform back on. He is here to save the people. Because as he said earlier, he is White Tiger, he cannot give it up. And so off he goes to fight crime, saving the day. Or at least that is how it would have ended if he hadn't been shot in the head. Yes, the episode ends with Hector being executed by somebody wearing a Punisher t-shirt. Now, more than likely, it's definitely not Frank, because Frank would not go around killing a vigilante who was saving the innocent. And that's how episode 3 ends. So where will I think things go in episode 4? We are definitely getting ready for a visit from Frank. The Punisher is going to be pissed off that people are killing in his name, especially when it's corrupt cops. Frank is more about killing corrupt cops than having them embrace him. I believe we're going to see Vanessa and Wilson's relationship completely fall apart. Vanessa wants to be a crime lord, Wilson wants to run the city, and neither of those two are willing to give up what they want. Eventually it'll come out that Matt's girlfriend is their therapist. It'll end confidentiality and set these two running right at each other. So off we go to episode 4. It's about time that the Punisher showed up. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out those other videos on screen now.